Okay, so you send over some pretty cool reports um, about a rare event, I guess you could call it in space. Uh, the expected, I guess explosion is the right word for it, of T Corona Borealis, the blaze star. And I think that's what we're diving into today. So
Yeah.
what can you tell me about this thing, this blaze star?
Well, it's based on this material, it's fascinating because it's not like a supernova, it's not a one-time thing, this TCRB. It's a recurrent nova. And so what that means is it's a binary star system. So you've got two stars, and one of them is a white dwarf, which is really dense, and it's pulling matter off of its companion star, which is a red giant. And so you
Mm.
can kind of think of it like a cosmic recycling program with these big bursts.
So this white dwarf, it just keeps like taking material and taking material. So,
Yeah.
I mean, what happens when it just reaches like a limit? I mean, can it just keep taking stuff?
Well, yeah, so these sources explain that when the white dwarf takes enough of this gas, it triggers a thermonuclear explosion on its surface. And that causes a massive temporary surge in brightness, a stellar flare up, and it happens about every 80 years. And we have records of past eruptions in 1786, 1866, and
Right.
1946. So,
Okay, so we're coming up on, I mean, another one, right? That's why
yeah.
we're talking about this today. So when do we think this is going to happen?
Well, initially, predictions were saying April to September of 2024.
Okay.
But they've taken into account the 228-day orbital cycle of the binary system now. And
Hmm.
so the potential timing has gotten a little bit more refined. And it looks like we could see it as early as March 27th, 2025.
Wow.
But it could also be November 10th, 2025, June 25th, 2026, or even February 8th, 2027. So it's still kind of up in the air.
So, okay, so we got to be patient, but let's say it happens.
Okay.
Uh, how are we going to be able to see it? I mean, we're just, casual observers here in the Northern Hemisphere. So is there anything in this material that tells us where to look?
Yeah, so the information here suggests that in early 2025, you're going to want to look toward the eastern sky about 3 hours after sunset. And by March, the constellation Corona Borealis, the northern crown,
Right.
that'll be rising. And over the following month, it'll become visible a little bit earlier each night.
Okay. And is there a way that, like, we can use other stars that we might recognize to, like, figure out where that is?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So one method is to find Vega, which is a bright star rising in the northeast, and then also Arcturus, another bright star in the east, and Corona Borealis is between them. It's this, arc of stars, this semicircular arc.
Gotcha.
Or you can follow the curve of the Big Dipper's handle to Arcturus, and then from there you just kind of keep going that same arc towards Vega, and you'll find Corona Borealis.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. So we found the Northern Crown. And then when this blaze star pops off, I mean, how bright are we talking? Will it be, like, really obvious?
Yeah, so the sources here say that it should reach a peak apparent magnitude of around +2,
Okay.
and that's about the same brightness as Polaris, the North Star. So it won't be like super bright, but it will appear as a noticeable, new bright star within that pattern of Corona Borealis
Yeah.
for a few days, and then it'll fade.
Oh, wow. So just like a temporary star in the constellation.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Why is this something that astronomers think is, like, really important?
Well, it's significant because we don't usually get this kind of warning for a nova eruption.
Right.
So this is a pretty unique opportunity to study the whole event from, its very beginning to its very end. And that's going to give us a lot of data about what drives these stellar explosions.
Okay, so it sounds like what we've learned today is that the eruption of this blaze star, it's a rare event,
Yeah,
it's predictable, and we know where to look for it.
exactly. And now you know how to find Corona Borealis.
Yeah.
And yeah, you might just see a new bright star in there soon.
That's wild. Just thinking about seeing an event like that, it makes you realize how big space is and how much is changing out there, and we just to watch it happen.
Yeah, exactly. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's really cool. Well, thanks for joining me today.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Okay, see you next time.
Bye.